Society demonizes emotions, but they are literally necessary, literally so necessary to even begin to be in alignment with your higher self. To manifest, to have a strong intuition, to be in touch with yourself, you have to be in touch with your emotions. They're a part of you, and if you can't accept your emotions, how are you going to accept yourself? Hey baddies, what's up with your favorite baddie on a budget, Diamond K? Welcome back to my channel, unless you're new here, in which case if you are, go ahead and make yourself at home. Okay, there are drinks in my fridge. You're going to put your coats on my bed. Get comfy, because today I'm going to tell you guys how to take control of your emotions. Okay, so let's get right into it. Alright baddies, real fast before we get into this video, a couple things. First things first, let me plug myself so you guys can keep up with the baddie on a budget lifestyle, you know, keep up with me. And I don't have that much time to blabber today, sadly. I'm kind of in a rush, but I really wanted to make this video, so it's not rushed because I don't care, it's rushed because I want to do this right now. The universe is telling me to do this right now. So really, I'm gonna just get right into it. So I used to not have any control of my emotions at all. I would take it out on everyone around me. I would be so mad, but I'd also be so upset that I was mad because I did not want to be mad. I felt like I was getting mad every single day, out of my control. It felt like I was being possessed, which is not to give away responsibility. It was just that every single day I woke up in the morning hoping I don't get mad today, hoping I can just enjoy the day, and it never seemed to work out like that. But I did finally realize how to take control of my emotions, and I feel like I've had a pretty peaceful life ever since then. So let's just get right into it. The first step to taking control of your emotions is realizing that it's perfectly fine to be emotional. You don't have to be upset at yourself for getting mad. You don't have to be stressed out about the emotions you might feel later on in the day today. You don't have to do anything you can to avoid these emotions because all of your emotions are valid. I feel like a lot of people say that, yeah, your emotions are valid, but they don't know what that actually means. But really what it means is that, like, if somebody did something to annoy you, and this, I might just be projecting, I don't know if this goes for everybody, but for me, people would annoy me and then I would be mad, but I'd also be mad at myself for being mad because I felt like that made me a bad person. But that's not the case. Because of all, your emotions are not a choice. And second of all, they're valid. You have the right to feel this way. And I don't know about everybody, but some of us, a lot of people, they feel bad for having any emotion. They feel bad for being mad about this or that, but you have every right to be. It is your mind's way of protecting yourself. And also, emotions are very important because they tell you what you don't want in your life. So you can affirm the opposite, and so you can work on the opposite. So if I get upset that, for say my cat isn't giving me enough affection, maybe I realize I need some more affection. But also then you realize that you can give yourself everything that you crave from other people. So then you apply it to, I need to give myself more affection. And you can do that with basically any emotion, any event, anything like that. You can look into it and see, like, because it tells you something about yourself. It tells you that your needs are not entirely fulfilled to the fullest point. So you can address these and wonder where you could work on yourself without the help of anybody else to make these needs be addressed, you know? That kind of segues into my second step, which is why it's so important to allow yourself to feel your emotions entirely instead of fighting them. Because for the longest time, even after I learned that my emotions are entirely valid and I have every right to feel this way, and that just by feeling guilty for having them, that just makes it worse. That always just makes things worse. Once I realized that, I still tried to fight my emotions. Whenever I would be mad, I would do meditations, because guys, I'm bipolar and I do have some anger management issues. So I would do meditations to get rid of my anger and be mad that it wasn't gone at the end, and not understand that that's still me trying to fight my emotions, which is not the point, because everything on this planet is not good or bad. It just is. Everything happens for a reason. So if you're mad about something, it's always worth your time to evaluate that so you can make your life better by, I don't know if I'm making sense, guys. I don't know if I'm making the thoughts roll out perfectly. But everything in your life can be handled by you. You don't need anybody else's help. And on top of that, emotions are just telling you things that you want more of in your life. Especially jealousy. Jealousy, when it came to jealousy in my relationship, I journaled out what exactly am I afraid of happening. And then what happens if that does happen. And I realized, okay, so if my partner wanted to cheat on me, which he hasn't, it was just something I was always worried about. Like almost to an irrational fear point. Especially with Instagram and the social media, it really got to me all the time whenever he liked anybody's picture. I'll make a video specifically about jealousy, but I realized that if he wants to cheat on me, that's fine. He will do that, and what happens in the dark will come to the light if it's supposed to. So I'm supposed to find out, because I do trust the universe. If I'm supposed to find out, I will, and then I would just leave him. And I mean, it wouldn't even be a reflection of me. It would just be a reflection of your partner, not him, because my partner didn't do anything wrong, but your partner if your partner cheats on you, it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of their lack of ability to keep it in their pants and the traumas that they're out here doing, because you can be the whole package, you just don't arrive at the right address. You seen that tweet? It is kind of profound. Like, genuinely, not everybody will see you for exactly what you are, but you will find people who do if you just wait it out and you don't act desperate to get people in your life just because you feel lonely, you know, because you can handle everything on your own. I wrote down those emotions and I realized, okay, yeah, it's not the end of the world. I would be hurt and then I would move on. It's not like I would die. And literally, and that actually helped me so much. And also jealousy, realizing that at the end of the day, like, I still love my life. Finding things to love about yourself in your life, because everybody does have some amazing qualities and things to love in their life. The universe is still, it can be scary, but it's also a loving, abundant place. So finding things to love about your life, possibly practicing gratitude lists, or just being more present, mindful, and grateful. And then remembering those things when you feel jealous of other people. So now when I feel jealous of other people, I realize, but I have everything I need. I'm very content in life. I don't actually want to be anybody else. I feel like jealousy is more of an instinct than a choice also. And we all get jealous, but it's okay because we all need to win. Also, I remind myself when I get jealous, oh my God, good for them, because everybody deserves to win. Everybody deserves to have good in their life. It doesn't have to always be about me, me, me. And the art of being happy for others is amazing, because then you can actually truly be happy for yourself. The next thing on this list is validate yourself, validate those emotions. When I'm upset now, one of the main things I do is I tell myself, you're okay, and it's fine to feel this way, it will pass, you can handle it. There's nothing wrong with being sad. There's nothing wrong with having a bad day. Literally, it's just part of the human experience. You gotta unbrainwash yourself from thinking there is something wrong with that, because that is just not accepting reality for what it is, and you will never truly be happy. Or like a lot of us, there's a gap between how we perceive reality and how reality is actually happening. Almost, I'm sure all of us. We all perceive it through our own lenses, but that can also cause a lot of suffering when it comes to inner thoughts and whatnot. So it helps to close in that gap and to just practice radical acceptance of others, yourself, and the world. You just accept things for what they are. They do not have to be perfect. It is what it just is, and that's fine. That's the human experience, and then life gets a whole lot better. But validating your bad days, like, it's okay to have a bad day. It is what it is. It literally is what it is. Like, I cannot do anything about it. That's life. They happen, but I'll have another good day in the future. But we really cannot appreciate good days about bad days as well. People are not very good at appreciating things that they've had for a very long time, which is how we act, the human nature. I don't need to get into that, I don't have all that time, but hopefully that makes sense. The next thing on my list of how to take control of your emotions, how to stop letting your emotions control you, is remember that your emotions can be caused by multiple things. Just because you're sad does not mean that it's actually a bad day. One time I was having the best day of my life, and then 5 minutes later I was on the floor bawling, wanting to literally just not exist. Then I remembered how happy I was like a few minutes ago and realized it's my hormones. It's not probably anything that's actually happened. It's probably a mood swing. Things are not that serious. So just because you feel bad does not mean that the way you feel is true, ever. Thoughts are not facts, ever. I mean, they can be, not ever, but you know what I'm saying. It's not a guaranteed fact, but a lot of times we act like they are. Just try to observe your thoughts. I highly suggest practicing meditation, because this played a huge role in me disconnecting from my anger management issues. But I start meditating all the time, and don't use it as a form of escapism, because I had that phase where I tried to use it as a way to get away from being angry. But that's not what it's for, but more or less it teaches you how to just observe your thoughts and just look at them and see, okay, so I have a pattern of thinking this or that. It doesn't mean it's true though. I think about this on a regular basis. I'm not surprised this thought is back, etc. But also they can be caused by hormones. It can be caused by health issues. It can be caused by your diet. It can be caused by a lack of sleep. Your emotions can be caused by so many things that they don't have to always be the end of the world, you know. They can just be a bad day. And that's not even a bad day. It can just be a lower vibrational day. I don't even know if that is accurate. It can just not be the best day of your life. That's okay. Not every day is. The next thing you can do to help control your emotions and take back control of your life is to stay present, because peace exists in the present moment. No amount of ruminating on past things or worrying about the future will ever make you feel better. And I'm yelling at myself right now, low-key. Honestly, huge waste of time. There's no conclusions you can really come to. To an extent, it does help to be prepared for things and make a plan, but not to sit here and obsess about what if this happens, what if that happens. That's not healthy at all. It can cause health issues down the line, and I'm literally unlearning this right now because I'm that person. But there's no gain to it. So I used to not think that I had multiple voices in my head, but I just wasn't paying attention. I do feel like it helps to really observe your thoughts, stay present, and realize how many voices are talking in your head, etc. And honestly, identify them, give them names, and tell them to shut up. That is one of the best things you can do, to tell them just to shut up. I realize that I don't know how many voices I have in my head, but I know I got an inner critic and an inner hater as well. But after meditating for a long time, my inner critic has become much quieter, and my not inner critic and inner hater, oh my gosh, inner cheerleader and inner critic. But after meditating for a long time, my inner cheerleader has gotten so much more loud, and my inner critic has silenced itself. Not entirely, because obviously we have bad days, but I've seen it literally like kind of falter out of my life. I can identify the difference at this point, but I used to not even notice that I had an inner critic in the first place, or an inner cheerleader. But that inner cheerleader was quiet at the beginning of my meditation, and my inner critic was going wild. But yeah, just stay present, stay in the moment. Remember, everything will pass. It's okay to have a bad day. And just look around, look at the room. Like, get into your 5 senses, okay? That's what you're here to experience. The senses are a gift. Maybe I'll make a video about that. And number 8 is cuddle yourself. Remember to tell yourself you're okay. It's okay. Pamper yourself. Do things that would make you feel better. Do things just for you. Take care of yourself. Your life is meant to be enjoyed, okay? Do things that would make you feel better or happy. Yeah, seriously, because otherwise you will never feel better. If you're not taken care of, you will always feel like garbage. I'm not gonna lie. And also, number 9, one of my best suggestions, take some space to yourself. It's always great to be alone and just to be by yourself and to feel your emotions without feeling guilty or feeling like you're bringing the vibe down in a room, or just socially drained. There's no real point in hanging out with people all the time. I do feel like if you're hanging out with people all the time, like, this is just my opinion, it's kind of a form of escapism. At least for me, I used to hang out with people all the time, and whenever I'd come home, my life was a mess. I would not spend enough time at home to even hear my own self think. Great to find a home and social life balance, for sure, for sure. I also really worked on taking responsibility for my emotions and not acting out. I used to lash out, but I would highly suggest not lashing out, because honestly, it can create a cycle of horrible emotions, because we all want to feel like we're good people, right? But when you're lashing out at people, you might start feeling like a villain in your own story, and that makes you feel sad and bad, and your inner critic might start being even meaner to yourself and use that against you, and then you'll just be more and more miserable and be lashing out at people more and more, okay? And so it's best just to journal it out. Did I not put that down there? Oh my gosh, another tip is to journal it out. You should always try to write it out or journal it, type whatever you want to do, or even speak through a voice recording, but it might help if you're mad at somebody too. Use something else to get it out first, because I've saved my boyfriend a lot of lectures that he didn't even need, that were totally unnecessary, by just journaling it out instead, and then reading back over it, processing my emotions, and moving on. I was surprised. I was not expecting it to work that like it hit different. Journaling was giving what it was supposed to give. But yeah, it's always worth trying, you know. Save yourself the hurt, you don't have to feel bad later, etc. Save your friends the mouthful, save your family the mouthful, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times our brain just needs to process stuff. It's always working through things, and it can be very hard to keep track of things when it's all going on in here. But I feel like Twitter and social media in general is just a huge side effect of most people not realizing the value of journaling. Even me myself, I really procrastinate journaling, but I'm trying to get into it. I just want a nice little pen. A nice pen will make it fun. Society demonizes emotions, but they are literally necessary, literally so necessary to even begin to be in alignment with your higher self. To manifest, to have a strong intuition, to be in touch with yourself, you have to be in touch with your emotions. They're a part of you, and if you can't accept your emotions, how are you going to accept yourself? Okay, baddies, so yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know, because I will keep on pumping out the lifestyle, the mental lifestyle content, the spirituality for baddie content. I love making this stuff. It likes to be up low key. I'm gonna probably start posting 2 videos a week, ideally at least 1 baddie and a budget video and 1 spirituality for baddies video. But I hope you guys loved it, and thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point, make sure you comment these emojis down below and tell me something that you do when you feel down, so I know who my ride or die baddies are. And I will see you in my next video, okay? Bye.